Hey guys, what's happening? This is your resident numbers nerd, Trendkill. And if you click this video, you probably want to learn a little bit about the shotguns. And you came to the right place. This is my Firearm Power Scale for the shotties. And I actually get quite a few messages asking, should I use the Stakeout or the Olympia? And my response is always, neither, you tool. Use the Spaz. Jeesh. No, I'm just playing. But anyway, if you haven't watched the first couple videos, go check those out. You'll learn about the scale and learn how it, how it works. But anyway, here's the breakdown of all the stats that are used. We use time to kill, which is the bulk of the score. We separate recoil into two subcategories, dependability and net force. You got add time, mag size, raise time, drop time, blah, 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 blah. If you watch the other videos, you know all about it. Now, all of my videos have been 10-plus minutes long, and in every other video or every next video, I always say, I'm going to make this one shorter, and it never, ever happens because there's so much to talk about. So let's not waste any more time trying to make jokey jokes, and let's get right into the stats. The first one we always look at is time to kill because it's the highest weight of the score. Shotguns are weird because up close they're all one-shot kills, kind of similar to sniper rifles. They're all one-shot kills if you hit in the dome piece. So in time to kill, I just assume that it's going to take your shotgun 2 shots to kill. Maybe you're from medium range, or you didn't hit all the bullets, one or the other. And the HS-10 has the fastest fire rate, so it pops in at number 1 there. And the Stakeout obviously just sucks the balls because it's a pump action. So, what do you do? The Olympia comes in at 3rd, Spaz in 2nd. I thought the Spaz would be faster, but I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. But anyway, moving on to dependability, the Stakeout and Olympia make up a ton of ground here. The Spaz 12 and HS-10 obviously are automatic shotguns. They shoot way faster than the Stakeout, and the Olympia only has 2 bullets, so you got to worry about reload times. And there's not much else to notice. The Olympia and the Stakeout are separated in dependability scores by 1/100th of a point. So basically they're the same gun when it comes to dependability. Also, one thing I do want you to think about when you're picking a shotgun is that the Stakeout basically recenters itself between every shot because it's a slow pump action shotgun. So recoil really doesn't factor into it all that much. So just food for thought. Now, as far as net force is concerned, all 4 guns score a 9 or above out of 10, so they're all very close as far as, the amount of force that they have when they move. The Olympia and the Stakeout obviously score higher on dependability because they're only going to bounce up, where the HS-10 and Spaz have a chance to bounce randomly. So this net force, again, the Stakeout I see is below the HS-10, but again, that Stakeout recenters itself after every shot, so recoil is not really a factor here. But you're only separated by, 0.05 points anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But here's a stat that does matter. Let's look at reload time, shall we? Woohoo! I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Anyway, reload times for shotguns are a little different. They kind of reload shell at a time. So, like say the Stakeout, you've got 4 shells. Your animation obviously shows you putting shell after shell into the gun. Let's look at the Spaz 12, for example. The way they time that is it takes a longer time for the first shell and then shorter times for each additional shell. So with the Spaz 12, your first shell going into the gun is 1.5 seconds on each reload. Each additional shell after that is about a half second. It's 0.567 seconds. So between a half second and 0.6 seconds to reload the 2nd through the 8th bullet of the Spaz. The Olympia, however, is completely different than the rest of the shotguns. It actually uses a flat, seconds reload time, just like the SMGs and the assault rifles. So you can see the Olympia to reload 2 bullets comes in at 2.65 seconds. I'm assuming that to reload 1 bullet it comes in at the same time because it's just like other guns where it's got a reload time. The Spaz 12, HS-10, and Stakeout, however, I kind of had to dumb those down a little bit to match the Olympia because the Olympia only has 2 bullets. All the other guns have more. So each time that you see for the Stakeout, HS-10, and Spaz 12 are assuming you're reloading only 2 bullets and then you're stopping the reload. So you can see that the Olympia is far behind all the others when it comes to reloading 2 bullets. Now, if I had an empty Spaz at 0 bullets and I wanted to go to 8, the Olympia is probably faster. Well, I know it's faster because we're at 0.18 for 2 bullets, and, you know, adding 0.5 to that would be, you'd be at 2.3 right there, 2.4 almost, just with 3 bullets. So the Olympia's got its place, but you got to give disadvantages where the guns have disadvantages, and obviously Olympia only having 2 bullets and a slow reload time is a very big disadvantage. Anyway, babbled enough about that. Let's look at mag size. We all know the mag size of the guns, but we're going to score them anyway. So, you know, I think we all know that the Spaz has 8 bullets. That's why everybody uses it more than the other guns. The Stakeout and HS-10 come in at 4, and the Puny Widow Olympia comes in at 2 bullets. So, you know, there's not a lot to talk about. I mean, unless you're fucking retarded, there are 4 guns. There are 4 whole numbers. If you can't digest that, pause the video. By all means, take your time. But the rest of us people that have an IQ higher than 100 are going to move on to another decently irrelevant stat, raise and drop times. And basically, like Net Force, there's only 10 possible points available, and all 4 guns score 8.6 or higher. So this is essentially irrelevant. The one thing you can notice is Herp Derpy Derp, and the Herp Derp have the Derp, and Herpy Derp score the Herp, and the Derp scores Derp. So anyway, with that being said, let's move on to the final scores. And as all of the intelligent people predicted, the Spaz 12 ends up on top at the #1 spot. The notes are actually pretty interesting for the shotguns because they all have their own different features. The Spaz 12 is the only gun that offers the suppressor as an attachment, and that suppressor has no effect on damage, meaning that the max damage distance is not reduced like the other guns. Sweet action. The HS-10 has a dual wield option, so you can go akimbo with those bad boys. The Olympia has a max damage up to 10 meters instead of 7.5 like the other 3 shotguns, and the Stakeout has the tightest hip spread. Of course, as I'm reading this, I'm seeing that it is the tightest hip spread. Apparently, I can't type. Either way, if you feel like hip firing a pump-action shotgun, the Stakeout is your gun. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope you learned something. As always, I know I did. Stick around for the next video when I'll be covering sniper rifles. So if you're a sniper and you want to make sure you're using the right gun, hang out with me and I will let you know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and snipers next. Come back, check me out. See you later. Peace.